So let's continue building this project. Now we have added this validation, something really simple. So the next step is going to be, once we pass this validation, we're going to enable this send button. So right after this, I'm going to add a comment, and we're gonna check that the inputs are not empty. So we're gonna create an if statement. We're gonna add if, and here I'm going to add email that value, and if the email that value is not equals to an empty string, and we're gonna add an end. We're gonna add also subject that value is not equals to an empty string also, and finally the last one is going to be message, and we're gonna add value not equal to an empty string. So in case that they are not empty strings, we want to enable the button. But also, if you remember, here on the bottom we have added this error class. So for example, here on the let errors, we can give to this variable a value. So both validations that we have, validate length and validate email, are going to return an error in case that it doesn't pass the validation. So we're gonna add right here, both, first the comment, both will return errors. Then check if there are any errors. So here we're gonna add errors equals to document query selector all, and we're gonna make a query if we have a class with the error. So we're going to check if there are any classes with the name error. If I copy and paste this, you can see that we have 3. In case that we pass this validation, something like email@email.com, and then we add a valid subject and a valid message, we can send again the query selector, and you can see the node list now is empty. So we're going to add another if statement right here. If errors that length is equals to 0, that means that we don't have any errors, so the button should be enabled. So we're gonna send btn that disable, and we're gonna add false. So save this, and for example, let's fail the validations. You can see we have this in red, and the send button is disabled. So let's add something like hello at hello.com. We're gonna pass this one, but you can see this one is in green, but the button is disabled. We're gonna add something like hello. We also pass this validation, but this is also in disabled. We're gonna add something like hello, pass this validation, and once we pass this validation, we're gonna check that none of these fields is empty, and also we're gonna check that there are no errors. Then this is going to enable the send button, and you can see that we have the send button enabled. So this is how you can validate fields. And we're gonna add, for example, the functionality to reset the form. So here on the top, I'm gonna add a comma. We're gonna reset btn is going to be equals to get element by id, and we're gonna select the reset button. It's going to be this one. So inside the quotes, we're gonna reset button, and then I'm gonna copy this right here. I'm gonna add a comment that says send email and reset button. So we're gonna add the reset button, add an event listener. This is going to be a click event listener, and then we're gonna call this function reset form. So we need to create this form and this function. So we're gonna scroll a little, maybe right here. We're gonna create this reset the form, and we're gonna add function, and we're gonna pass this reset form, and I'm gonna add the variable for this form is called, and I think we haven't created this yet. So we're gonna create the last variable. This is going to be the last one. It's going to be send email form. It's going to be equals to get element by ID. And we're going to pass the form ID, which is this one, email form. So pass this right here. And then we're gonna copy this, scroll to the bottom. And right here, when we have this reset form, we're gonna add send email form dot, we're gonna add a method in JavaScript that will reset this form. It's called reset. So save this. Let's make the test. We're gonna add something here. Hello at hello.com, something like this, and let's subject, a new subject. Let's say that we're writing something, but then we click here on the reset, and you can see that this is going to clear all the contents in the form. So the validation fields are working, also the email field. Also, we have enabled this, and the reset button is working. So the next step is going to be, once we click here on the send button, we are going to simulate that this mail is being sent. So let's continue working in the next video.